Hey, YouTube, welcome back. It's been a minute. It's been like, I think 2 weeks since I uploaded, potentially. There was a dev note that you can see in the bottom right of the screen from Endfield. I am late to this, guilty. It's like 2.5 weeks, a week and a half ago. I'm sorry. I've moved. If you can't tell, the setup is different. And yeah. I didn't have internet for a while, so that is why we've been absent. But without further ado, let's talk about the things that are worth talking about, e.g. the changes to Endfield, because we wanted a few things to change, e.g. dodging, e.g. timing. The roguelike mode was the worst thing I've seen on planet Earth, and it's just all around good to see they're already making changes after the beta and talking and communicating them to the fans. That is a huge deal. So if you do like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, of course. And yeah, come check us out when we're live on stream. He's live every Thursday and Sunday. And well, let's get into it, okay? So, I am sorry in advance for the fact you're going to be blinded by this. It's all in light mode. We cannot change nothing. But, dev communication. Dear Enmin, this is the Arknights Endfield team. The beta test officially ended February 17th, and we thank you very much for the interest in Arknights Endfield. During the test period, we received a lot of suggestions. Oh my god, it's so loud. And continue to follow the game. Refinements are already in the work, which is a huge W, and we are focusing on future adjustments. So, the first thing they changed, refining the AIC factory gameplay. Let me see if I can zoom in real quick. Doesn't look like I can. Okay, never mind. I thought zooming in would make this a lot easier to read. Anyway, I can change it for the video. It's whatever. So the changes they made to the factory, and I thought the factory was good, ideally. But the main thing I wanted to see that was different from the factory was the end game is where it gets convoluted. Keep the mid and early game pretty kid glove friendly because it's going to scare a lot of players off. I know it's not ideally what a lot of people want, but you need to understand more players is better for the game, better for the community as well, and not to mention better for the ecosystem because financially it's going to do better. So the game can be better, okay? So I would like it to be still relatively kid glovey for the medium to early stages, but for endgame, just whip that shit crazy style. So the changes they made were guides and tutorials for the ARC factories will be optimized to make it easier to pick up the gameplay. When I was streaming this, we were doing everything correctly in the tutorials, but we still weren't completing it because the tutorials force you to make your own thing. So let's say, for example, if they put like a refiner on the field, it's like something that just converts one substance into another. If you don't put your own down there, even though there's already one on the display or on the demo world that you play on, it doesn't toggle and you don't get it achieved. I would sometimes sit there for like 10 minutes being like, why is this not done? We have literally completed the objectives. I think that's probably one of the things I would be alluding to. Like it would say specifically, or it would remove that kind of thing. I think that's what that means, amongst a lot of other stuff. More interesting gameplay elements will be added to the ARC factory so that it's more organically integrated with other modules of the game. New ARC factory mechanics will also be introduced in the future. That is interesting. Oh, okay. Okay. Wait, more organically integrated. Are you telling me we're going to get like actual real world or real-time raids potentially? So it makes it feel like it's worth actually building up the tower side of things rather than just running that stuff when it comes to the Bloons Tower Defense game mode. Oh, I like the idea of that. And we hope that these changes will help administrators use the ARC factory more efficiently in their effort to improve the ecology and prosperity it tells us to. I like that a lot. Sounds pretty good if I do say so myself. It's more factory, it is. But it's also making it a need and necessity to have something running there. So you get reward and you get fulfillment for building it rather than it being a side quest to purely make gear. That is good. That is exactly what we like to see. We fucking love that. That is a huge W. Now on to the next one. My hair's getting in my face like a lot. Let me like tie it up. It's gonna look so funny in the video when this shit just like insta crops. Oh man. And that's on the wit. Holy shit. I forget how much fucking hair I have. Holy bowling. There we go. You look like a homeless before. Yeah, I kind of just run it sometimes. I get goofy. Improving combat experience. Combat-wise, we also received a lot of valuable suggestions and feedback. Improvements to combat controls, camera presentation, dodging. We fixed the dodging. Oh, that makes us so happy. And the visual effects and movesets of characters and enemies already in the works. So, one of the big things that I reached and begged for a change, right? One of the biggest things, at least I got the middle part. Yeah, crazy. The biggest thing I like wanted, I think a clip may still exist of it. Let me see if I can pull it up. because it's a great reference to probably one of the most annoying parts of the gameplay. It wasn't bad, it was just implemented poorly, okay? This was a clip pretty much alluding to the dodging being a problem. So it's not the dodging window itself that I had a problem with. I like that it's a very small window and it can punish you for being bad at it and panic dodging. I think that is good, right? It had a bit of inconsistencies and it was a bit buggy here and there. Ultimately, it was good though. However, my biggest gripe was with this dodging function right here. So I think it was right here. Okay, this is beyond infuriating. So you'll see this, and there is a red ping. There is a red flare that pops up. This red flare shows when you need to dodge. It procs and then you dodge. You procs and you're all right. That's when I leave. That's how it works for every character. But there's a quip.
Exact. Oh, okay. That's exact. Hold on.
It crashed out.
I'm gonna go on a fucking rant in a minute.
So see that little ping there, right there, that little shing. The issue with it is this little red ping that we get is different for every single character, so it's almost like, why have it in the game? I am prone and conditioned for it on overworld characters, and a lot of the ones that you find that are rock-based in the later area of the game, to be pretty relatively quick to when it procs. You see this happen, and you're like, all right, dodge, keep fighting. I see it, so as you can notice in this clip here, I dodge when I see it. Half a second later, I do the right thing. It's like that for every other character, but for this guy, for some reason or another, it was a different timing. This happens with a lot of mobs. A lot of enemies are based around a different dodging timing. And sure, you can argue that it's part of the game and you need to get better at it and just learn more characters, right? I get that. I understand. But it's almost to the point where it ranges so much. Why bother? Don't have the red dodge in the game if it's gonna ultimately mean nothing. You know what I mean? It's very silly and infuriating, and that's what I'm imagining this is alluding to, okay? The light flash needs to be much closer to the attack. Exactly, and I think that's what they allude to here with the visual effects and movesets of characters and enemies. The fact that they show enemies makes me think that this is referencing the red dodge. We will continue polishing the game to take the combat experience to a new level. Awesome. So number 3. Enhancing artistic presentation. Artistic presentation will be a key focus when polishing the game. We will enhance aspects such as environmental art and character movements to deliver a more enjoyable experience. Just a quality of life update. It's just pretty cool. Nothing special. Nothing insane. It's just, hey, we're gonna make the game look better for you. Don't worry about it, okay? We appreciate that. Refining story and performances. The development team is already working to refine story, script, mission design, performances, and voiceovers for each language with the goal of delivering a more polished narrative immersive story. I like the story. I know a lot of people did, but I will admit there are a lot of low points of just finding it very hard to get invested. E.g. when like you learn the base system from the owl guy, I found that segment a bit slow. Not that it was necessarily bad, I didn't hate it, it just, I struggled to care for the owl guy. You could do that in a lot different ways, or in a lot of many different ways, but it felt very bled out, dragged on, right? I heard owl guy was the worst part of the game. He didn't feel great. Other than that, I don't really think I had an issue. I like the rest of the story. I thought it was, honestly, I thought it was pretty good. It's good at explaining. It doesn't feel too stretched out. It's just they put such a bad like speed bump in the game of a really dragged out way to learn the mechanics of the base so early in that it could turn off new players. It could turn off new players or players who don't want to give the game a chance and want instant reward, right? And they like, sure, that varies, and some people, sure, they just won't like it if that's the case, but they can definitely do a lot better. Everything else in the story I found very enjoyable. The first 15 minutes of the story, in my eyes, right, in these two little fucking series right here, the best intro to a gacha ever. It is so high octane, it is so insane, and it is so goddamn fun, okay? You're like, everyone is dead. You're in these insane fights, your max administrator levels of damage, you drop these 2 orbital VSAT strikes from out of nowhere, you got perma UAV, got wall hacks, you got these insane fucking machine guns that just plonk on the ground and insta-kill everything. It's hype as hell, right? They're good at making high moments. It's just building up to those high moments at times, I think they fall short. I did like the idea of when you got Yvonne's introduction, you kind of run through like a mini zombie maze, but I feel like they could have done more of it, other than just like, you kill 5 zombies and you're in there. But again, that's more of a nitpick than actually a complaint. It's like they haven't finished the story. Yeah, they haven't finished the story yet. Like, of course they haven't, right? And this is good. This is good for them to say, hey, We tested it and we'll refine it. I think that's a huge W. So that's all good there. And developing new regions and stage gameplay. Content like stage gameplay will be receiving tweaks and adjustments as we continue refining mission process. Besides, new regions are also in development. We will keep improving map designs and stage layouts while adding more interesting stage gameplay elements to make maps more engaging to explore. That sounds nice. Pretty cookie cutter stuff there. Optimizing game performance on multiple platforms. Arknights Endfield is coming to multiple platforms, including mobile. Adaptation optimization for mobile's devices will be a key focus for future work. This beta didn't happen on mobile, keep that in mind. We are already working to optimize the game's performance, improve its compatibility with different types of devices, and add more game setting options. With these, we hope to deliver more fluid and pleasant experiences. Huge W. Again, pretty expected. And enhancing localization. Based on the feedback for each language, the project team will continue improving the game's localization in future versions to deliver a more refined and immersive experience for administrators across different regions. In addition to the above, new content such as new in-game systems, gameplay elements, new characters are also in development, so they're already adding more characters that will come out with 1.0. That is kind of hype. New gameplay elements, I do wonder, are they going to make the combat deeper? Because I think the biggest complaint is they want to make it like an RTS, like Kingdom Hearts 2 kind of vibe for the gameplay, but there's no skill system in there. So I can see how it feels bland. That's my opinion. I don't think it's very deep. It's very shallow. Maybe that's the element there. They're going to make a bit more nuance to like how you decide and set things up other than just spam combo attacks. And yeah, new in-game systems, who knows what that is. Control support also being added in, sounds fun. And we appreciate all suggestions and feedback and continue refining every aspect of the game and deliver an even better experience that lives up to expectations. We look forward to our next meeting where we'll present a more refined Arknights Endfield with even richer content until we meet again. So guys, essentially all this is saying, they're making a lot of improvements, they're listening to the feedback, and they are very surprisingly being very, very honest early on. This is off rip in the beta test. Like, usually with other companies, I would imagine they would release these notes probably towards the next beta release. But they're like, hey, this one ended. We want to keep you guys in the know with everything that's going to happen for beta 2. I love that. That is such a fucking W for transparency reasons, right? And I think in all, even without a lot of these changes, it's looking like a good game. It's looking fucking phenomenal. Everything that I am seeing from Arknights Endfield is all the hallmarks for a big mainstay game. Sure, the base building's gonna turn people off, but that's not for them, and that's the end of the day, all that matters. If we care about it and we enjoy it, that's all we care about, all right? We don't need everyone to be better. They didn't say anything about the gacha system. Yeah, because hot take, I think the gacha system's good. I think it is a good system. It just requires a bit of IQ, and the only thing I think is a valid concern with the gacha system is that 5 stars, if you choose to pull for them, are dead pulls because they don't carry over to the next banner in terms of the guarantee 120. That's a conversation for another day though. I feel like we've beaten the dead horse of the gacha system many times, so let's not bore ourselves with that. Yeah, for patient players it's a perfect system, but for people who want to get 5 stars and not 6 stars, which I like the tier below characters a lot because they're much more attainable, so you can get more of them and the game gets more entertaining. Not to mention as well, with Arknights system, if it is following base suit of the original Arknights, these limited characters get put into the perma banner anyway. So if you don't get them day one, there's a big chance you get them in the future just from grinding the perma banner or losing 50/50s to other characters, you know, as more banners come out. So with that note, the game's in good hands. It's looking so damn bright for the future of this. And I cannot wait to see beta 2, which will most likely have mobile support and tablet support. So that's probably going to happen, if I was to presume, I would say like June, maybe even April potentially. But I'm in Japan for all of April, May. So please don't release it then. Okay, Griffline. Yeah. Anyways, guys, if you did enjoy this video, please obviously like, comment, and subscribe. We're in a new area, we're in a new setup, new home, new vibes. These React content videos are going to be a lot more few and far between. I want to make more high tier content. So keep an eye out for that kind of stuff. Uploads obviously have slowed down and they might stay that way, but we're going to get better content with the exception of this video. This is another React slop thing. I just think it's fun to talk about. All right. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye now.